y'all, you can do DEXA scan, but let me tell you, take your measurements. I know it's tedious. I know it's annoying. I know you probably don't even like looking at those numbers, but let me tell you, I do my measurements once a month. I don't know why I used to do them like every week years ago when I'm trying to lose weight. Once a month is plenty because that's really where you're going to see the difference. So just a moment while I bring up my inches lost. So we're not going to talk about the July metrics. We're just going to talk about April 18th, which is a month before I started tirzepatide, so I was even bigger, to August 7th, the day before my DEXA scan. And I am down over 35 inches, over 35 inches. That's why. And if you don't want to do every single metric, you know, your neck, your shoulders, your biceps, your abdomen, waist, hips, thighs. If you don't want to do all of those, just pick two. Maybe pick your neck and your waistline, and try to remember exactly, even make a note of where exactly you're measuring. I use a smart tape measure, and it's a smart tape measure because it's Bluetooth, it's electronic. And part of the annoying thing of having to measure yourself is trying to hold the tape measure and then what do you use? Either a friend or a buddy or the mirror to try and see what the measurement is. The smart tape measure connects to the app and it loops because you stick it in the other end. So it's a loop. You only need, it's one-handed operation, and it'll tell the app what the measurement is. There's no trying to remember how to read a ruler. There's no remembering your fractions or anything like that. It does it for you. So it just made everything a lot easier, and it helped me be consistent. So I'm trying to get away from consumerism, but I tell you, I will buy something that makes my goal easier, my attempt at being consistent easier. So yeah, I bought the smart tape measure. So in those 111 days from April 18th, before I started this peptide, to August 7th, I am down 5.59 inches in the waist, 3 inches in my hips, 7 inches in my abdomen. And I measure that at the abdomen. There's two. There's one for abdomen and one for waist. And one is like at your belly button and one is the smallest part of your waist. So just pick one if you don't want to do both. I'm over 3 inches lost in my chest, on my arms, which I've always been so insecure about because that's where I gain my fat and my weight. I just will always have these big beefy arms, and it's where I gain my muscle too. So it's still, I'm like, yeah, this is not the look I'm going for. But each arm, I lost over 3 inches just in those few months. So when I think of that, it helps me get out of my head of what I haven't done, what I haven't achieved, because my brain just automatically goes there sometimes. I don't know why, but over 35 inches, over 2% body fat, put back on 2 pounds of muscle. And I was happy with staying at 111 pounds of muscle back in July. I'm like, that's plenty for someone that's only 5'5". And that really probably just explains why I weigh so much more than maybe another woman that's my same height and same weight. No. Same height and same size of clothing. I will just like weigh 20 pounds more than them. But anyway, yeah, these metrics are really going to help you. So lean into them. Take this on like a hobby, like your own, like you are your own science project, your own research subject. Okay, so speaking of research, I have been getting into peptides. Ooh, y'all. Tirzepatide, semaglutide, these are peptides. They're not drugs. It's learning this that helped me get away from the shame of not wanting to tell anyone, not wanting anyone to know what I was doing. I do not care. Matter of fact, I wish everyone could have access to this for much cheaper than what is out there for. But nevertheless, I digress. There is a whole subculture of people, you know, people that are really into the gym and weightlifting and biohacking that have been doing these peptides for decades. This is not a new thing, which is super cool to learn. So I've been plunged into this whole other world of peptides. And there are people who take this intentionally on a much lower dose because they're trying to get to a certain body fat percentage, which I applaud them. You know, that's their thing, that's what they do. But something interesting that I've learned and taken away from that is that they cycle off of these. Now that sounds scary to me a little bit because of, you know, people like us who are not doing it so much for the net body fat percentage, but we want the primary advantage of the reduced food noise, just that constant nagging of, like, I still have been having it sometimes lately, especially when I was trying to stretch my doses. It's like, ooh, I thought we had some good snacks at the house. Man, didn't I get something at the store that would be really good to snack on? Not even hungry. I'm just trying to think of myself. I'm like mentally scrounging around. Did maybe I hide some somewhere? Do we have some candy somewhere in this house? Is there some chocolate? Hey kids, what do you guys have? I've even asked my child that. I said, I thought we had like some candy here. I thought we had like something good to eat. Not hungry at all. So that's the primary advantage I know I'm looking for. Anyways, so these peptides and learning about them has opened my mind up a little more to the idea of possibly cycling off of them. And I say that because the 5 milligram that I've seen a lot of you have great success on, even reach your goal weight, staying at that dose. It's just not working for me anymore. And I'm not saying that to compare, but it's just to give a different perspective, because we all are on this, our own little path and adventure, because we know ourselves best and what we need. So I need to go up to 7.5, but after that, once 7.5 isn't working so much, I think I might cycle to semaglutide for 8 weeks and then come back to tirzepatide, because if I can just keep it steady until I reach my goal weight, even if it means cycling off, then that's what I'm gonna do. So just letting you know what little thing that I'm kind of into now, which is learning about these peptides. Anyway, thank you so much.